Hi everyone. Thank you so much for taking a little time out of your day to hang out with me for a few. I'm Helene. For those of you new to my channel, welcome everyone. And just want to put it out there and say, hey, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing and hit that like button because it helps get my channel out there. I really appreciate that. I don't ask too often, but I always have to put a little plug in now and then. Oh, I have a few things to share. The chickens, yeah, I have a basket full of chickens I made for the festival that I did last Saturday. Couple sold. I'll tell you about that and the pattern, not mine, but I did adjust it a little bit here and there, and it's a fun one, and I can totally see how this amigurumi thing can be addicting as I just keep making them. Haven't gotten them out of my system yet, and I still have another one I started and a couple to finish. And I want to tell you about the festival. That was an interesting one. Very interesting, I should say. And then Ruby wanted to come out and sit on my lap for some reason, but oh, this because she loves me. This is Ruby. For those of you who haven't met her, she's 18 months now. We adopted her in December when she was 10 and a half months old. She's coming along, doing great. She is still growing, getting big. She's a petite one at 35 pounds now, almost as big as Lucy. And she's doing great as far as the training, things I work with her on, but we need a little help with a couple of things. So we're going to start obedience school. So here we go. Chickens, and lots of chickens. I made all these, plus I had two more that I took to the event thinking they were reasonably priced and that they're really cute, and being that there's a lot of farm animals and places around here, most people have acreage, and I thought that would be cute, for the kids. Two sold, the two small ones that I had. So if I had more small ones, I think they would have sold. And I thought I priced them really reasonably. The smalls, which would be this size, and here's one that I finished except for finishing the face to it. This is Hobby Lobby yarn, their Adora ball. It's really soft, easy to work with. I love it. And this is just left over from the Sarah the Snake that I made and showed a few months back. So that one's to finish. So these are the smalls, which kind of vary in size. Here's another I need to finish. It's like the white one here. This is out of the Red Heart, that Hygge, Hygge, I think that's how you pronounce it, Hygge yarn. And it's fuzzy. So these are my molting chickens. I got a couple here that are about ready to lay, but yeah, those were 10. So I priced those at 10. The mediums for 15. And this is a Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn, Teal Sparkle. So some I put little bows on the front. Some have the safety eyes. Some have sewn on eyes, which for the little ones like under 3 years old, no small parts, because kids can be little Houdinis as far as getting stuff apart. So yeah, those were 15. And then this one is not a large, but it's larger, and I priced that one at 20. And then those little safety eyes too, which those were actually not inexpensive. I got those at Joann a little while back, and I priced that one a little high too because I kind of want to keep it. I'm partial. It was the first one I made, the first chicken ever. That was fun, and I like this one, but I have enough to make a second one for me if I want. So for 10 and 15, but apparently people thought that was too much to pay for a crochet chicken, which I'm not making hardly anything really on these anyway, especially the $10 ones, not making much. So that's fine. I'll probably do the farmer's market a time or two, September and October, like I talked about, even though I've pretty much retired from that. But that's a really nice market, nice flow. regular people. And I didn't mind making them. They were really fun, whether they sell or not, because I think they make really cute gifts. In fact, I was texting with my sister, and she wants a few to take as gifts. And then I showed her this yarn, so she wanted one for herself too. I think those are really pretty, how the colors are, and that'd be fun going into fall too. And these are just a variety. Most are acrylic, and this is a cotton acrylic blend, 2 yarns that I combined. And they work up quickly, but they still take a little bit of time. It's not the easiest things on the hands either, so I would take a lot of breaks in between. Oh, and then I had these are the 2 that sold, and this was from Michael's. They're loops and threads. Now this I got a deal on on these ones. I got this and the black. I just popped in the other day and just to see what was new. I was just curious really to see if Michael's has any of the Joanne Big Twist in store yet. So not yet at my Michael's, and I'm in northeastern Washington State, and the Michael's I go to is down in Spokane, and I live north thereof. So they had these 2 collars on clearance for those big balls for $5 each. So I'm like, okay, sold. I'm gonna give these a try. And I did get 2 smalls out of it, more, so that was great. And the link for the pattern is below in my drop down description section. And it's Something Art by Poonam, Poonan. So there are English subtitles. She goes slow enough, so you can just follow along. And what I did was I watched the entire video first, and I made one along with her. And then I rewatched it again and went back to the critical points, segments within the tutorial to get the numbers, so that I wrote those down, like the numbers to create the tail, and then stitching across the back. And what's nice is that there's no hand stitching. This is slip stitched across. I really liked that. And then the numbers to create the neck, and of course starting with the base. And she has different tutorials for various sizes, but I just went with the larger size video. And then I just figured out my own numbers from that. And as usual, I just kind of customized and did my own adjustments where I sort of wanted and thought it needed it, depending on the yarn. So that way I could use various thicknesses of yarn, whether it was a thicker yarn or 2 strands together, or another yarn entirely. So there's a lot of flexibility where you can easily customize it for your own liking. It's an easy pattern, and I looked at a bunch of different patterns on there, about 6 ones, and this one just struck me, kind of called to me the most. So that was really fun. And then, oh, check this out. I made this little sign too. My lettering didn't come out as so great, but this is notepad paper that I had from years ago, and there's a top piece too. So I cut it down, and I already had this backing from a sign that I made before, so I just glued that on top, and then I put a little glitter glue and a little copper pen around that just to border it in a couple of not grommets, brads, those little brads that they just fold like that, like fold out to those wings to attach it. So that was my little sign I had on here. Yeah, and people came and they looked and everything and liked them, but they wanted the smalls, and when they saw the price, then yeah. Oh well. So as far as the event, the organizers, they're really nice. They had good music, live bands throughout the day. The 4th annual, and it has shrunk by less than half. So I was surprised. Not very many vendors at all, and we were really spread out quite a bit. I mean, I did request to be away from any open grill type of food vendor booths, so that the smoke from it is not coming into my booth, absorbing into all my crochet. And besides that, I don't want to be breathing that in all day, and I have food allergies. So I did request, but I was pretty far away, but people still mingled and came around. It was just it's a cute location. It was a historical society event at the original old schoolhouse. It's an old brick building, and it's turned into a part museum, and they have a really cute gift shop upstairs, so that's a nice attraction. But the turnout for a very tiny town, I thought it was okay, decent enough. And weather-wise, I had said in my last update, it's August, so I took a chance on being outside event in the middle of August. It's very hot and dry here. But I did, as I mentioned, look at the Old Farmer's Almanac in the spring to see what mid-August was going to be like, and it said cooler than average. And I guess mid-80s is maybe a little cooler. It's cooler than average, but that day we had such a range of weather. It was pouring in the morning. We've lived here for 13 years. It has never rained in August, and I think maybe once or twice in July. And that's just how the weather pattern is around here. And it just like every year fluctuates, seasons come and go, and there's a cycle of so many years. It's hotter or drier, more rain, less rain. But that was a surprise to everyone, even long timers. It just typically does not rain in August. So we had a lovely rain, and I thought, okay, if we're rained out because we need it, and we live in this is our fire season, and so the rain is welcome. So that was really nice, and by the time I started setting up, it was just a very light rain, and then there were a lot of clouds passing by, and had a few cloud bursts, but after 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, it was done. And it was just a lovely day, and it went until 5 o'clock. Wind did pick up, so I wasn't able to hang my shawls around my booth like I normally do. But I did bring a clothes drying rack, and I hung them off of there. And then a few I had around the canopy on hangers. The wind kept knocking over my rack. So it was just interesting in that it was a little pricey for me for the day based on the sales, which that came were really nice for the most part. I had some lovely conversations, and that where you meet people and you sometimes have that instant connection, instant rapport, and a lot of people looked, and I appreciate that too. I don't expect people just because they come in to look to buy, and that's all fine, because I figure it all balances out, and just coming and looking is nice because it shows that they were attracted to my booth, and maybe they liked what they saw or just wasn't for them. That's fine. But there's the but. More people that treated it like a flea market, like a yard sale thing, than I have ever experienced, not only at one single event, but a whole season of doing a farmer's market combined, that were just haggling, trying to haggle to the point of, I didn't want to be rude in return, but oh my goodness, I just, wow. And that's the thing, those that really appreciate the time and the love and the work and the cost that goes into it. And then that's the majority of the people. And I don't mind saying, if someone buys, okay, if I buy this, or, I only have a 20, and say something's 22 or 24 even, depending what it is, how long I've had it. And they said, would you accept that? And they're nice about it, and they're just not trying to get something for nothing. And sure. and depending on how much I have in it, how long I've had it, those kinds of things. And I do that fairly often. And I did that few times on Saturday, and I was fine with it, and that's my choice. And if someone buys a couple of things or more, I'll give them a small discount. And I appreciate it when people do that, even if it's a couple dollars. It's such a kind gesture because I know they don't have to, and I just always think that's so nice, and I like passing that along. I just appreciate those that want to spend their hard-earned money on something that I've created and that they walk away that happy. And if it was a budget thing, it's a budget thing. I understand that. But you know, the same token, like I said, I'm not there doing this and putting all this into it to give it away either. I can do that from home and save myself the extra cost and time, and I probably will. And actually, I have a bag of things right now that I'm going to donate. And that's something that I've looked into, like the veterans home perhaps, and maybe the women's shelter. And there's so many really good organizations, people that are in need, and even locally, the food bank, they have clothing for people and maybe some hats, and my leftover winter items was still turned out to be a lovely day, and considering it was a very, very small event, had a number of sales, so that was really nice. And I really appreciate all of the appreciators and the really nice people that I encountered, and they were just lovely, just like all of you. So that's my story on that. That was a one and done. And if they have it next year, I will probably just go as a just person just going, checking it out, walking around. Because there were a couple of vendors that go there regularly, and that I really do like their stuff. And I don't know, just see what's new. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Oh, I want to tell you real quick about this. I had put 3 strands of yarn together to create this ball, which Ruby thought last night was her new toy. She is still obsessed with yarn balls, more than the cats. It's unbelievable. She's just so happy when they all come apart and the yarn is all tangled up around her. She's just rolling around on her back, smiling. Oh, I set it on the table. I should have known better. Okay, I'm just going to go in the kitchen for a sec. Set it right there. That quickly she grabbed it and had a good chunk of it all piled up in itself. Not on her this time, but my point to this is really there were 3 strands together, and that was way too much. It was too thick, too stiff, too weird. So I'm doing 2 strands, and I'm having to take one strand apart as I go, and because of the 3, they're twisting around each other, and I just have to pull it apart a little bit at a time and then crochet that and keep doing that process. That is such a booger to undo once you put 3 strands together like that. I was originally, I know it was from a blanket that I made several years ago, my Victory Road crochet blanket or rug. I took the rugs too, so I had a couple of rugs left. I took those, and people are like, oh, those are really cute, but no one bought them, so maybe somebody will. I'll take those again. I did keep one for myself, and then one I'm going to give as a gift along with a blanket because they have purpley in them. They're going to go together, and so I know my friend's going to love it. whenever I get to finishing both of them. Well, the rug's done, but I mean the blanket. Hey, Lucy. Lucy's still with us, still hanging in there. She's 15 and a half, sweet girl. She's having a hard time lately. Comes and goes, some days better than others, but her back legs are weak. And when going down the little step here on the porch and into the little dog area, she falls sometimes. Or Dusty, he's wild man dog. He's over 60 pounds, and he doesn't get his body size and strength in space, and he just plows through everything, and sometimes he knocks into her, knocks her down. Oh, it ticks her off. She snaps at him. She's still the dominant one, though. She's ready to go in, so I'm gonna go help her out. I can see her legs turning, so I don't know how much longer she'll be with us. So we'll just appreciate her and love her every day that we have left. So tomorrow's gonna be a fun day. I think we're gonna head to the river, take the younger dogs with. We took her last year. This year it's gonna be too much, but I want to go in, get in the water and play, and maybe see if I can get Ruby to go in with me. It'll be her first time too. That might be fun. We do have some dog flotation devices. They won't fit Dusty, but one will fit Ruby. Had those for years and years when we used to go boating a lot, long time ago. I mean, still do it some now, but back in the day. All right, well, gosh, this has turned out to be a much longer one. I just got chatting away, so take good care. All righty, I'll see you again next time, everyone. I hope you're enjoying your summer, beating the heat and staying cool. Till next time. Missed the hole. All righty, take care again. All right, I'll see you soon. Bye.